Now, we cross over to Siaya County, where we're joined by our reporter, Achola Simon, to bring us up to speed with the last-minute preparations ahead of the polls slated for tomorrow. Good evening, Achola.
Thank you very much, Regina Manyara from Bomas of Kenya. We are in Siaya County, and of course we have been keeping tabs with what has been happening today. And Regina, we can actually report that we are in the final, or at the tail end of the final preparations of this year's general poll. And what remains actually is for the locals actually to turn up in large numbers tomorrow, in less than 12 hours from now, to actually decide who is going to lead them or who is going to represent them in various positions. Today, of course, it has been a beehive of activities here in Siaya County, from the excitement that we have actually witnessed from the locals, all the way from Opoda village, which is, of course, the home of Raila Amolo Odinga, and of course here in Siaya, a general mood in Siaya County, that of high expectations in the coming polls tomorrow. But we can also report there have been a number of incidences reported here and there in this particular county, and more specifically in Ugenya constituency, just about midday today, and of course that incident leaving at least 4 people slightly injured, and a number of them, of course, with bruises. The 4 were actually taken to Siaya Referral Hospital, and others, of course, taken to Busia County Referral. And most of them have actually, or all of them have actually been treated and released or discharged to actually go home. What happened was that youths belonging to 2 rival camps in Ugenya constituency clashed, and we didn't understand why exactly they were clashing, because remember that campaigns ended 2 days ago, and what we were actually made to understand was that one group was actually holding discussions as to how they will ensure that more people actually turn up to cast their votes tomorrow, and of course the other rival group felt that probably they were engaging in electoral malpractices and thereby attacking them, of course, after which they vanished in thin air. By the time we were actually speaking to Michael Mushiri, who is a county police commander here in Siaya County, no one had been arrested following the incident. However, what we actually know is that at least 4 machetes were recovered, and 3 clubs also recovered, and a vehicle that is believed to have been ferrying the goons that actually attacked one of the groups was actually also recovered a few kilometers away from the incident. Michael Mushiro, of course, assuring residents of Siaya County that all is well, and they've done everything within their means to ensure that indeed come tomorrow the locals can actually turn up in large numbers to actually cast their vote. That is something, of course, will be keeping a close and keen eye on, because I did ask Michael Mushiri if indeed there are specific places in Siaya County that have actually been mapped out as possible hotspots, and he said that the entire Siaya County will be receiving enough security from the national government. They've done everything within their means to ensure that each and every person will be waking up tomorrow to go to various polling stations in this county. They will actually vote and actually go home and ensure that the exercise is actually going to be very peaceful. The other thing that has actually been discussed today has been the issue of ensuring that everyone can actually turn up in large numbers and actually cast their vote. And they pointed out a number of issues that probably might distract the locals from actually coming to actually participate in the polls. And key among them was alcohol. And they have actually come out strongly, the security apparatus of this county, and more specifically the county commissioner, Jim Njoka, who actually said that starting today at around 9 p.m., all pubs and leisure joints in Siaya County will be closed all the way up until 6 p.m. after the closure of polling stations tomorrow. And this, he said, this is to ensure that locals can actually cast their votes without distraction, and also ensure that those that are actually coming to cast their vote, they will come when they are sober, so that then they can actually make a sound decision. The other thing that we can actually also report, Regina and of course Tomboya in the studio, has been the issue of the news that has actually been doing rounds on social media that KDF officials were actually here to recarpet the Kisian Siaya Road, and of course the home of Azimio La Umoja presidential candidate Raila Amolo Odinga. And of course that question I did pose to the county commissioner of Siaya County, Jim Joka, who actually laughed it off and said that the ongoing repair works that are actually going on along that route or in the home of Raila Amolo Odinga are normal repairs that are done on a regular basis, and of course that is meant to ensure that the road is in good condition, but more importantly also the home of the stature of a person of the stature of Raila Amolo Odinga is also spruced up on a more regular basis. So basically that is what is happening. Tomboya, this dispatch of ballot papers and boxes actually started around 8 a.m. in the morning, and they started by actually sorting out, which is a normal procedure, sorting out the ballot papers and the ballot boxes, thereafter ensuring that each and every non-strategic and strategic materials that are actually supposed to be in the ballot boxes, or they are supposed to actually be ferried to polling stations across the county, were actually in order before they actually ferried. At around 4 or 5 p.m. today in the evening, actually the works of dispatching the ballot papers and the ballot boxes actually began. And just a few minutes ago, while I was coming from one of the tiling centers here in Siaya County, most of the dispatches had actually been done, and what was actually remaining is actually was trying to ensure that everything was actually in order ahead of tomorrow's exercise. We also did ask the security apparatus in this county how tomorrow is actually going to be in terms of what is going to happen, and they confirmed to us what we already know, that the polling stations will actually be opening at around 6 a.m. in the morning, and of course they will go all the way up until 5 in the evening. They say that out of the 219 polling stations across 912 polling stations across Siaya County, each and every polling station will actually be manned by police officers, and of course they said there are other platoons that will actually be on standby just to ensure that if need arises, then they can actually swing in action to ensure that they quell any untoward behavior. So that is what is happening. That is a normal procedure in any election. This election is very important to the people of Siaya County and of course Kenya at large. This important to the people of Siaya County because one of their sons or their son is actually going for the top seat, and of course they will be expectant, as are his supporters across the county, and will be keeping a keen eye here in Siaya County on exactly what will be happening, not just here in Siaya County, but also in Kisumu County and neighboring counties, of course, which form the bedrock of his support. And of course we'll be giving our viewers and listeners detailed information as and when it actually unfolds. Back to you, Tomboya.